Vidya News Now!
Our top story tonight. We received a letter here at Vidya News Now, criticizing our coverage of Sony's petty anti-consumer decision to block PlayStation Studios games from being playable on the Xbox family of consoles through GeForce Now. We enjoyed the letter so much, we framed it and put it up in the office. We'll cover Sony in a positive light when Sony gives us something positive to cover. Finally, after months of waiting, of name changes, Spartacus nonsense, and the promise of backward-compatible games running natively on PlayStation 4 and 5, we finally have the details for the new relaunch of PlayStation Plus. 3 tiers of service, PlayStation Plus Essential, Extra, and Premium details have been released. And to the person who sent us that letter, you better fire up your word processor and get ready to send us another one, because this isn't pretty. The Essential tier is priced at the pre-existing price, $60. Essential is the same service with a name change. There's nothing essential about it, because I haven't had PS Plus for almost 2 years now, and unlike air, food, and water, which are essential, I haven't died due to a PS Plus deficiency. So just in case you subscribe to PS Plus, but you're so brain dead you don't understand what that means, or maybe your mummy pays the subscription for you, Essential gives you access to online multiplayer, cloud storage for your save files, and 2 free games each month that you lose access to when you stop paying the access fee. Unlike Microsoft, where the free games are kept forever. Next tier, for PlayStation Plus Extra, $100 per annum. That's per year if you don't speak Latin or possess a single brain cell. You get access to a whole slew of PS4 titles, a cherry-picked selection of PS5 titles, from both Sony's first-party studios and from third-party partners. If you live in a sardine tin apartment where your monolithic PS5 takes up most of the available space, it's actually not a bad deal. The third tier of PlayStation Plus, the Premium, aka Deluxe, aka Not Available Everywhere tier, gives you access to streamed PlayStation 3 games. They're not emulating natively, they're being streamed over the internet. Outside of the infamous games and maybe cult horror game Rain, there really isn't much in the game list to get excited about. Oh, the ability to stream Asura's Wrath does mean I can't cover it for Rip It Off anymore. Though considering some countries can't access the streaming features, I could make a special exception. A few of the PS1 titles have been revealed. These will be running natively from what we understand, though this begs the question, why not patch in support for the disk drive consoles to play PS1 games from the disc? Oh no, why would you do that when you could charge people for the privilege of playing them? What are you, 9 years old and still playing with Barbie dolls? The remasters, which you gain access to as part of the Deluxe plan, are simply the pre-existing PS2 titles that were slapped into an emulator and previously sold on the PlayStation Store, with the very odd exclusion of Okage, one of the few games available this way that I would have actually recommended people play. Oh, a few PS4 remasters of PS3 games are thrown in for good measure, but they're all third-party, and if you haven't played a BioShock or Borderlands game yet, you're probably never going to, are you? This tier also gives you access to the timed trials, which Sony intends to be a thing going forwards, for all games that are getting sold for $34 or more. Paying to get access to demos? I remember a time when you could download demos for free. That's strange, you still can on PC and Xbox. All in all, if you own a Sony console and you're already balls deep in their awful ecosystem, this new plan has a lot to offer. But when placed up against Game Pass Ultimate, it falls flat. Game Pass Ultimate provides Day 1 releases, where PlayStation Plus Premium does not. Game Pass Ultimate also allows you to play a whole ton of games on the PC, whereas PS Plus Premium does not. Xbox's free games are kept forever, while Sony's free games are simply leased for the duration of your plan. Microsoft is not sheepish about showing what it has on offer. The complete Game Pass library can be viewed at any time. Yet Sony is still only showing a fraction of what is on offer, being deliberately conservative in what they reveal. It doesn't make them enigmatic, it makes them look like they're hiding something. Compared to the kind of game selection that was available on the PS3 in terms of PS2 and PS1 originals, this is still a mere crumb of what players used to have access to. It's not just because I have Game Pass that I have to pass on these games that Sony has on offer, it's the streamed classics that really has my ire. If you've got that kind of money, then you can afford to develop an emulator for your current consoles to play these PlayStation 3 games. Hobbyists have PS3 games running on current PCs, many at full speed, and the core for RetroArch, so we can play them on an Xbox Series in retail mode, is very close at hand. Let that sink in. Xbox consoles will be playing PlayStation 3 games natively, while Sony's consoles will be streaming them. It's almost like they can't be bothered to put in the effort. Not a single new PS2 title has yet been announced for the service. Not even Okage has been listed. It's a complete and utter travesty. We look forward to receiving your next letter, Pissboy. Maybe we'll frame it and stick it up in the lavatory. This is Aiko from Vidya News Now, the only name in gaming news that you can trust. Vidya News Now.